Welcome to the Scales podcast and my brand new season on this podcast, and the first time using video as well as audio for this podcast. I'm so freaking excited that you're here and so freaking excited to be able to provide this whole new medium for you guys to be able to see me, what I'm like, see the creative expression, because whether you're brand new here or whether you're a loyal listener and you've listened to all of the 70 episodes up until now on the She Scales podcast, you'll know that I don't edit any of my podcast episodes. It is the creative downloads, it is how it's coming through me, it's my excitement, my vision, my passion, all coming through in unedited glory, sometimes a little bit of chaos, but I'm so excited for you to be able to see my thinking faces, my creative vision, my reasoning behind things. And so excited to be able to give you this extra medium for you guys to enjoy, whether you're more of a video person or whether you're more of an audio person. You get your fill either way now. Now, welcome to the brand new season. Again, if you're new here, there are 70 episodes that are already out on the She Scales podcast, so you can go binge those. There is everything you could possibly want already, from sales, mindset, launching, momentum, business, marketing, content, messaging, personal growth, business growth, finances, like all of it is already on the podcast. And still, I'm so freaking excited not to bring you just even more gold throughout 2026 and beyond about how everything that I've learned, especially this year. I'm now into my 5th year of business, and this one has been the most transformational, not in the way that I expected. So I'm really excited to dive into the nuts and bolts of that with you. Provide so much more value going forwards for throughout 2026, and also bring in some really pioneering guests to be able to share their value with you too. Oh, this place is already a super valuable resource for my listeners, my clients, and just interested people that I've met along the way inside the She Scales community. So no matter whether you're someone who is just fell here, ended up here, whether you're someone that's in the free community on Facebook, whether you're someone who's seen me in an event, whether you're someone who's been a lifelong follower since I started in 2020 in the September, a brand designer, if you're here since those days, shout out to you. And so, yeah, regardless of how long you've been in this community, there's already plenty of gold on the podcast, but I'm really, really excited to bring so much more gold, so much value, and so much of the insights and learnings that I've had, especially in this last year, coming through the podcast in 2026. So this year of 2025 has been a real year of personal growth, as in the CEO behind the business. And I'm so excited to be able to share that value with you, because it is one thing to know the strategy to be able to grow your business and what works well for you. It's a whole other thing, and I'm going to say a damn sight more uncomfortable thing, to do the personal growth of you, the CEO, and your identity and what you can hold and how you're expanding your capacity to be able to hold a bigger business, a bigger strategy, more clients, more revenue, more challenge, more responsibility. So this year of 2025 has really tested me on levels I couldn't have even comprehended. And yet now, as we close out the year, I feel so much more energized. I wanted to just share that before I even get into this juicy episode. If you've been in my world for a little while, you may have heard me speak about, for me, and this might be your story and it might not be your story, and that's absolutely fine either way. For me, I find that business is seasonal, as in we have huge growth spurts, and we also have times where it's not quite growth spurt. It's either a plateau or there's something more to learn. And I never see it as a bad thing. I did in probably my first year, where just uncomfortable growth feels like challenge. Whereas when you're in your second, third, fourth, fifth, and beyond years, you recognize that those periods where you're not in flow and things aren't automatically happening the way that you thought that they would, or you can tell the difference between the seasons where you're in flow and everything is just unraveling without you needing to try that hard. You're just in flow, in momentum. It's all just happening. You're riding the wave and it's easy. versus the seasons where it's just not happening. Either it's not happening at all, or it's not happening the way that you thought that it would, or things are coming out of left field to throw you off track, or you're finding that because things aren't flowing in the way that you thought they would, that you're overanalyzing things or overthinking things. And it just feels a little bit like you're butting your head up against a wall. The unflow seasons. And so I'll be honest and put my hands up and say that 2025 has been probably an entire year of not being in flow. So it's not been the most comfortable time. But as I say, there's been so many learnings and so much growth that's come through that. And I'm really grateful for the support that I've had around me at that time. I'm in 2 different masterminds. I've got an incredible network of people around me, lots of people that I can go to for support or ideas or questions or bounce ideas off, lots of people to cheer me on when things are going well. Whilst also having the awareness that it's nobody's responsibility to figure out why I'm not in flow. Only I can do that. And so the season, the unflow season, shall we call it, the uncomfortable growth season, I've always known, as for every other season that I've been through like this, I've always known that an extraordinary season lies on the other side of it, but that when you're in it, you've got to experience it. There's something for you to learn. There's something that you either haven't yet mastered, haven't yet seen, haven't yet understood. There's complexities there that nobody else can show you, embody for you, teach you, even if, as I have, you've got multiple mentors, multiple people who you can use their strategy or, take bits and pieces, but you are the one who is the captain of your ship. Nobody else's method is going to work until you can figure out what it is that it isn't quite clicking for you. There's something for you to learn. And so if you're in this season, firstly, I want to say I recognize you, I see you, I feel you, understand you. And also, there's something for you to learn. It might not feel like it right now, but this is a growth opportunity for you. You're not in growth season because there's a growth opportunity for you to learn. There's something that you haven't yet mastered, haven't yet seen, haven't yet embodied, that the universe is waiting for you to be like, I get it now. And maybe that's a conversation that happens. Maybe it's multiple things that stack together at the same time that you just have a whole light bulb moment. For me, I'm going to get into the nuts and bolts of this episode in a second, but I know that this is going to help somebody. For me, that thing, it wasn't a single thing. It was me getting into different environments, journaling, and just seeing what came through. I've really learnt this year how important music and environment are to me. Now, I did already know those things, but what I mean by that is music moves me on a way that I cannot even tell you. And so going to a new environment, even if it's just a cafe, and putting my music on and just letting words flow through me onto paper, I've written some of the best copy I've ever written in my life just because I put on music really loud and just scribbled page after page after page after page. And when I read it back after, I was like, holy shit, this is some of the best stuff I've ever written. So I wanted to share that because that was a huge light bulb moment. And just various conversations with people along the way where it's allowed my brain to be like, that sort of click into place of like, aha. So I wouldn't say it's been any one massive aha moment. It's been lots of small aha moments, as well as giving myself the time and space to digest things. So, and I've also been way quieter towards the end of this year. And that time away from social media and away from listening to like noises, opinions, and just seeing lots of content. I think content is awesome, and also so is your inspiration and your own brain space. So if you're someone that can't, and this wasn't me, I can think clearly and I was posting consistently, but it's so much in the repetition of do as in like post on stories, post on Instagram, post on LinkedIn, and just in the run of the mill, that I'd actually lost the direction that I was going in. So sometimes you need to step back to reevaluate, why are you doing those things? Not what are you doing and how well is it going? Why are you doing those things? And are they even working in the way that you want them to be working? You know, in your second, third, fourth, fifth year into business, there can be things that you do that you don't even think about why you do those things anymore. When was the last time you stopped to question why you do the things that you do? This wasn't even what I'm coming to talk to you about today, but this is value and somebody needs to hear this today. When was the last time you stopped to question why it is that you do the things that you do? And how well have they been working for you? If we were to, I know this is a bit of the masculine coming in, but let's have a hard chat. It's the end of the year. Now is as good a time as any to assess what's bloody working in your business. What can you take and really accentuate? And also, what isn't working? And is that not working because you just thought you should be doing it because you've seen somebody else doing it and actually it's not a good use of your time and energy and we can strip that out altogether? Or is it that it should be working, but it just hasn't been as much as you thought or much as you expected? And there's something that needs to be fixed there. What are you doing out of habit that if we could tweak that thing, that it could be working so much better for you? Is it something that needs to be edited, tweaked, fixed? Or is it that habit isn't even serving you? There's no right or wrong answer here. That's a personal question and only you can answer that. So have a look at the things that you've been doing, especially because business has changed so much in 2025, from social media platforms changing, response rates changing, buyer behavior massively changing. And so things that you were doing a couple of years ago guaranteed aren't bringing you the same results if you're doing those same things now. So what's working well, and this is for you to answer, what's not going so well, what's not working at all, how do you like working best, what's the way that you can capture yourself working best and really lean into the things that you enjoy and maximize those things going into the new year, and also what do you hate? What are you doing that doesn't serve you, maybe feels like you're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, you're not making the most of your time and energy. What are things that actually you shouldn't even be doing? Like, they do need to get done within the business, but you are not the best person to do those things because you're the CEO. So what either needs delegating? Where could you hire for those things? Or should you just not be doing them and you've been in the habit of doing plenty of work that it does not serve you or the business or your clients to be doing? Woo! That was a whole monologue, and this is why I wanted to film this. Is all of that has just come out of me because somebody needed to hear that. That was not what I came here to say today, but I know that that has helped someone. So if that is you, you're welcome. Also, welcome to me. It's at the time we're recording this, it is the 30th of December, and so I'm in a very reflective state, really looking at and being uncomfortably honest with my own performance this year in terms of what the business and what I am capable of doing versus what we have done. And the goalposts of those two scenarios are so far apart that it's been a real, not uncomfortable. I really believe that it's been a growth opportunity. I have not been, and this is great, this is a progress in itself, because if you're a high achiever, you know how hard we can be on ourselves. Fellow high achiever over here, totally get it. I've not used this time to dig myself out about all of the things that I didn't do, haven't done, wanted to do but didn't, and all of the times, and there are many, where I didn't meet my own expectations. The biggest thing for a high achiever, if you're a high achiever listening to this, I know that you get it. The harshest words that anyone can say to a high achiever are the words that they say to themselves. Oh! I was asked at an event earlier this year. It was the Canary Wharf Female Entrepreneurs group. I did a talk for them in September in London, and someone asked me, How do you cope with negative comments? Like as you're growing more and getting more visible on social media, how do you cope with negative comments or trolls or anything? Like, what if someone says something bad about you? I was like, honey, I'm a high achiever. There's nothing that people can say to me that isn't worse than things that I already say to myself. I will caveat that to say I'm also my biggest cheerleader. I'm also my biggest believer. I know what is possible, and that's why I beat myself up. I'm getting way better at that, but it is still a little bit of it's what happens. Keeps me humble. Anyway, so yes, when you're looking at your end of year, you don't necessarily need to beat yourself up. That's not what I've been doing. I've taken this time to really be reflective, to say, okay, there was quite a lot that I didn't do this year that I'd wanted to, that I said that I would, and that when I came into 2025, I remember, because I was in Bali and I remember it well, writing out all of my goals and creating this color-coded spreadsheet of all the things I was going to do. And but I also can tell you now, and I don't know if I would have known it at the time, but my heart wasn't in it. I was writing goals that were so big, I didn't believe me, as that version that I was then, could hit the things that I was writing down. But I didn't have the self-awareness. I wouldn't have been able to tell you that at the time. I just might have felt a little bit like that little voice of, yeah, you're writing these things down, but do you believe that we can? Can you do that? What if we don't? And there was a little bit of voice of self-doubt then. And so I feel now, to look back on that time, I can tell you I didn't believe I could hit the goals that I was writing down coming into 2025. And what do you know? We didn't. Self-awareness is key. However, maybe it's because of all of the personal growth that I've gone through this year. Maybe it's because my high achiever self, or just the different people that I've come to meet throughout the year, the different conversations I've been part of, the different level of business owners and entrepreneurs that I've been around this year. It means that I'm coming into 2026 with such a different level of vision, massively higher goals than what anything I wrote down at the start of 2025, and also a level like there is no doubt in my mind at all that we will hit that, because I have a clear plan in place, because I have done month to month planning. I know, crazy idea. You need a plan in order to hit your goals. The plan is flexible, so we can change things, chop and change things. We can move it around, but I know specifically month by month what I need to do to hit my goals. That might not sound groundbreaking for some of the more who are like planner, logistical people. For me, I'm the big visionary. I'm the go 100 miles an hour in one direction, and if that doesn't work, we'll go 100 miles an hour in another direction. I'm not the let's put a plan in place. I hate plans. I hate routine. I hate a lack of flexibility. I love just flying by intuition. Evidently, sometimes that serves me really, really well. But for a lot of the times, it's kept me a little bit flowing around based on wherever the wind was taking me at that time. So there can be things that I was fully focused on, but that if something else happened, it knocked me off track. Coming into different seasons where I expected X, Y, Z to happen, and just I either met someone else or had a different conversation, or something didn't go how I thought, or something else came in and looked like a really great opportunity, and then I then launched 100 miles an hour in that direction. And so whether you're the visionary, whether you're the planner person, knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are, and either hiring the opposite or at least knowing what you don't have. For me, I came into 2025 with massive goals and no real plan of how to hit them. Just a general thumb in the air of like, yeah, I'll probably do that over there and I'll probably do that over there. And honestly, far too much of a wing it agenda. Whereas coming into 2026, oh, the relief I feel over having a plan. And for those of you who are also the high D or the visionary or the like, I like to go by my intuition or I don't like too much structure, fine. But at least do what works for you, as in, I'm just going to share mine because this year has been a really great year for understanding how my brain works, and therefore I can do things that work better for me because I understand how my brain works. I hate too much information in one place. I love creating really detailed plans, color-coded spreadsheets, 10 different tabs, all the things. And then I love not opening that ever again. I love taking other people's method and taking what has worked for other people and integrating that into my business and doing all the things I was asked to do like a really good student. Hello, good girl. And then never opening it again. So that's not actually helpful, even if the thing was completed. Because if you don't use it, it's no fucking good, is it? So this year has been a real lesson in taking methods that I know work, but that they haven't been working for me because I wasn't using them, and then learning how to put them in a way that worked for me, which has been condensing the detail down. What are the bits that I need to know, and let other people deal with the detail. I'm not the detail person. I can get people on board to help with the detail. I'm the overseer person. I just need to know top line details, and that keeps me excited. And so my entire year plan is on a 1-page sheet that's pretty colors, and it just tells me what I need to do for that month. It'll be like one line, one event, one number, one thing for that month. It's got all 12 months on there. I'm looking at it now. That is my plan for the year. And I've never been more excited about how we are going to absolutely smash 2026. So whether you're the detail orientated person and you have got a plan in place that has the pillars or the metrics or the things that work for you, or you're the visionary like I am and you need something that's just that top line vision, what are you going to do each month? And specifically, how are you doing that thing? Get that in place so that you can come into 2026 like, hallelujah. As I come into this year, I'm feeling the most confident I've ever felt about the business, the most excited for the clients that we'll be serving in 2025. I've absolutely loved all of the clients that we have served from 2020 through to this point now. And also I can say without a doubt in my mind that 2026 clients, you guys are going to have the most incredible experience because, and I'm going to cover this has been an entire episode in itself now. So in the next episode, I'm going to tell you changes that I'm making to make She Scales an even more incredible environment for my clients. And part of that is not diluting myself between 100 different places so that I can serve you better in a few places. I've got so much gold to share, so much knowledge that I'd already got even before starting this business from my time in corporate London and those high ticket sales that were 5-6 figure sales and doing multi-millions before even starting talking about sales in my own coaching business. And so there's all of that decade of experience, plus all of the insights that I've gained from every year in this business that have been absolutely life-changing, and that I know 2026 is going to be a lesson every single day that I'm really, really excited to share with you inside our 2 masterminds. You'll be able to see them here. We've got She Sells and She Scales. And so if you're new in this world, you'll be able to go check these out. I'll pop the links underneath here in the descriptions. She Sells is for you if you're learning and mastering signing premium clients online. So this is your content, your marketing, your messaging, building that momentum, building demand so that you can either book out your services if you're newer in business, or if you're traditional business who's been using like calls for sales, for example, and you want to be building your online brand to be able to bring more incoming interest into the business, that is the best place for you. Teaching you your online sales skills so that you can have incredible people, right fit clients coming into your business, and for that inward trajectory of that momentum. And then once you've built that, or if you've already built that, She Scales is for you. This is where we're doing like expanding the momentum that you've already built. This is where you're taking your already good business and making it absolutely great. This is your one-to-many offers, scaling your income, your legacy, your identity, your impact, your income. This is you hosting massive global live events. This is you taking your podcast or your YouTube global. This is you speaking on stages. This is you creating your own stages. This is you taking what is your already good company and using it to create your legacy, taking your impact, not just on a local community level, but on a global impact. This is you building your name and your legacy that is going to live and outlive you. It's going to live so much longer than you, so that you're creating change, not just for your family, your friends, your community, and the people around you, but that you're building a legacy that lives generations after you. So I'm really, really freaking excited. I'll pop the links below so that you can go check both those spaces out. I'm going to cut this episode here because I haven't even got to the juice. So I'm going to record a whole new podcast episode where I talk to you about the changes that I am making inside She Scales to be able to serve you and this whole community so much better going forwards. So I've absolutely loved sharing all of my lessons from 2025 and the whole different vibe and energy that we are taking into 2026. So if you're someone who's sharing this sentiment, sharing this excitement, and if you're someone that wants to make the mess, if you're listening to this in those few days between Christmas, New Year, or before we start back properly, I encourage you to take this time for you. Take some time to unplug, to read new books, listen to new authors, be inspired by different minds, get inside conversations that lift you up and activate you. Seek out circles and communities who are forward thinking and who encourage you to think bigger. Be unapologetic about how big your goals are. I've said to you that my goals going into 2026 are probably 10 times what my goals were in 2025. And yet the version of me coming into 2025 didn't think that we could hit those. And yet 2026 is probably 10 times that. And I know that we're going to do it with absolute certainty. So write down your goals, make them. If you're someone that likes to play it safe, I encourage you to go so much bigger. You're capable of doing so much more than you think you are, but you have to stretch for it. You're capable of stretching. You know that you can. So if you thought that there was no way to fail, if there was nothing stopping you back, and if you had a perfect year and you were in alignment and flow all the way through, how much more could you do? Let's play in the energy of what's possible, because why not? How much more could you do if you were supported, if you were in flow, if everything was just clicking? How much more could you go? How much bigger could you go? How much more could you do? How many more people could you serve? How much more money could you make? How much more impact could you have? How many more people could you serve inside low ticket offers, mid ticket offers, high ticket offers? How could you work differently to be able to serve more people? Are you currently working in ways that serve you and your community? So really play with some of these questions as you build your 2025 plan. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, come message me on either LinkedIn, on Instagram, Sarah Buckland Coaching. I cannot wait to hear from you. I've absolutely loved this episode. And I'm coming back immediately to record the one I intended to record, which is changes that I'm bringing inside my community to make next year our best year yet. I love you lots, and I can't wait to see you inside the next episode. Toodaloo.